to the Toy Monster Podcast. I'm Nick. This is Chris. I am Chris. Just kidding. Chris isn't here tonight. Chris is off. He's moving houses. He's packing up and leaving. He broke his chains from here. And it's his kid's birthday. So he's not here tonight, but got a really awesome guest tonight. And it's going to be a double feature this week because I got an awesome 10-minute episode with somebody that you guys will probably be stoked to hear about. So sit tight. I don't have any kind of hauls this week because I didn't have any time to actually go out and do stuff. I was too busy at home fucking around my VCR and making bootlegs of shit. And I haven't seen Chris all week. Chris, if you're listening, I miss you so much. But you guys sit tight. We're going to throw some commercials in here. You guys enjoy those, and then we'll be right back with our guest.
I say, Drusilla, these cookies are stupendous. Great Scott, Trevor. They're not cookies. They're fake Newtons. Terribly sorry. Most embarrassing blunder.
A cookie is just a cookie, but Newtons are fruit and cake.
Who's the new girl down at the beach?
My California roller girl.
She's awesome.
She's the newest, coolest skater blazing down at the beach now. Got the clothes, got the skates, and she's making some waves now.
And she skates all by herself. Cool.
She's my California roller girl, the coolest roller girl in the whole wide world. Roller girl, roller girl.
The California Roller Girl doll has real skates for inline skating. Batteries not included.
Thursday,
The Navigator.
David's kidnapped by aliens. Now he's in for the ride of his life. The thrilling conclusion of Flight of the Navigator.
Hey, guys, welcome back. We got a special guest tonight. We got Zach from Brainbuster Video.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. I ran across one of your tapes in some random store around here.
Which store do you remember?
It's called The Crypt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dakota down the Crypt.
Started working with them. They are amazing. I love their stuff.
Oh, dude, go down there and I spend money all the time. But I saw one of your Frankenhooker. I'm like, what the hell, Frankenhooker? I haven't seen that in years. And I get home, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, someone made this? Holy shit, this is amazing.
Well, thank God that was the reaction and not, holy shit, I've been ripped off.
Fuck no.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that. That kind of was the the catalyst for Brainbuster was looking at some of these titles that are absolute classics that should be on everybody's shelf in terms of VHS.
Sure.
And cult classics, but are outrageously expensive. If you eBay a copy of Troll 2 on VHS, even a shitty moldy copy is $250.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. I have a soft spot in my heart for Troll 2.
Yeah.
But not $250 goddamn dollars for a tape version that who knows if it's even going to play. And so that was kind of the catalyst of maybe we could be, doing little art pieces kind of thing for some of these titles. And then that spiraled into, well, what else could we do? And so then that became sort of the big driving force of I don't know, what else could we put on tape?
I think it's great. Do you do all the covers yourself?
Excellent question. So there have been plenty of covers that we've done ourselves. Myself and my wife, who is an amazing artist. Her brand is called She Wolf Media. But the main artist, and I should say I've worked with a lot of other artists as well. Chris Butler is a great dude who I've met down here in Florida, and he's done some designs. But the guy I'm working with the most right now is a good brother named Malibu Express, and he's a genius. And he does a lot of really interesting stuff about it's. Don't get me wrong. Am I an asshole who's just taken the international poster for a movie and just slapped it on there and called it a day? Yes. However, guys like Malibu will do homage ones. We did a copy of The Substance.
Yeah. And
Malibu came to the table and he was like, "Oh, we should do a cover that looks like the cover for Possession with Sam Neill because it's got the back of the woman, the back of the naked woman." But in this case, you could see the stitching down the spine of where it splits apart and all that shit. And I was like, that's genius, because I was just going to put a picture of whatever, Demi Moore on there and just be like, ta-da. So sometimes I'll design them. Sometimes I've got a little army of great artists that I commission and we kind of do it as like a collaboration thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
But whatever strikes my fancy, it's just whatever's going to fit the vibe.
Wow.
I will say that I've seen other, we'll say artists, to be polite. I've seen other ones where it's just like they just grab whatever the official movie poster is and slap it on there and call it a day. And that's one thing that I didn't want to do. I didn't want, like, I was not interested in releasing anything that would like trick somebody. I wasn't interested in doing like the slip cover, blah, 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 where like, I didn't want anybody to be able to turn around and take like a copy of Troll 2 that we made that looks so accurate that then they could turn around and sell it for $250 and rip somebody. I wanted to be like, this is very clearly not an original release. You know, we do the clamshell kind of rental cover kind of vibe. So that's always been my idea. Is I'm like, I don't want anyone to get a false pretense of like, oh, this is an official release. No, this is very clearly not. And you know, with Frankenhooker, we sometimes do like the shell. We'll do like purple sometimes. We did Nosferatu, and we did like blood splatter on the tape itself, and then on the spools we had these little vinyl cutouts of rats. So when the tape played, you'd see the rats like moving along the spool. So like
genius
stuff that we kind of play with to make it clear that it's like this is an art piece that happens to be playable, and not like could you believe that they released Nosferatu on tape? It's crazy, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I've picked up some bootlegs over the years, and some of those things are just downright awful.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, I remember I have a copy of Eraserhead that's just like somebody scribbled like the name of it on the label. And I'm like, that's probably not cursed.
I know I picked one up at a game show not too long ago, and it was for the alternate ending for it had the alternate ending attached to Army of Darkness, and I popped it in the other night, and I was like, I mean, it was a Japanese version that had the alternate ending, but I'm like, what the fuck, man, this thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, you know, what the main thing that obviously Brainbuster is about is, you know, doing these kind of like retro conversion pieces and movies on tape and da-da-da-da. But one of the things that I really enjoy before I was doing the tapes themselves, I was screwing around on YouTube, you know, for no audience for 10 years.
Yeah.
And learned how to edit and things like that. And so, like for the last 4 Halloweens, we've done like a mixtape. Where it's like those old party tapes where like there's old episodes of shows that were like Halloween themed, and there's like commercials and just weird crap that I find. We did a project where we did like a series of TV related stuff. Like we did the entire when the Green Ranger was first introduced in Power Rangers, and like Rita Repulsa had like made him up and shit like that. We did every episode. I think it's like 4 or 5 episodes. We put all that together on a tape. Now I've listened to a few episodes of the show. I don't have the full lore figured out yet. But were you ever like a wrestling kid at all? Were you ever like professional wrestling?
Yes, no. Chris definitely was. I was kind of like it was there when I was a kid because I grew up in I mean, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 80s, but probably a product of the 90s. But I definitely was in like the Hogan fucking Andre.
Exactly. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. Yep. Born in the late 80s, grew up in the 90s. You couldn't avoid wrestling in the 90s.
Nope, fucking couldn't.
So what I wanted to do was I really wanted to capture what it was like to watch in the heyday of the 90s, because you'd be flipping back and forth between WCW, which was on TNT, and WWF, which was on USA, and you'd be flipping back and forth and all that. So I really wanted to capture that feeling. So I actually picked a date and captured all the footage of what was going on in Nitro that night and everything that was going on in Raw, and literally cut back and forth and did like a full like time capsule. I found what commercials would have been running at that time. Like I did the whole 9 yards to like really capture the feeling of, and I will say I took some liberties because it was the 90s. There were some wrestling matches that just sucked donkey balls and they were terrible. So those get cut. But jumping back and forth, catching the tail end of commercials, yada, yada, yada. So that was something that I put on a tape as well. But you mentioned the Army of Darkness thing.
Yeah.
A friend of the brand an editor who used to work at Criterion named JSK. He cut together a extended cut where he put together Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness as one complete film.
Oh.
So as soon as basically as soon as Evil Dead 1 wraps up, and the evil comes and grabs Ash at the end, it cuts immediately to now we're in the car coming through the tunnel of Evil Dead 2.
Yes.
And that kind of, and then obviously at the end of Evil Dead 2, we kill the rotten apple head thing,
Yep.
and he gets sucked through the door, and then immediately we drop in, and it's the opening of Army of Darkness. So it's like it all ties together as one big cohesive thing.
See, I think that's why I liked your video so much, because it looks like you actually took time to make you added trailers and everything, if I recall, right? Was that
That's
you?
true.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah. We put trailers in front of it. We've done some bumpers and stuff like that. Like I said, the more like I feel like I'm putting more into it is like the mixtapey stuff and that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we always try to put together like a full package of like, this feels like a thing. Because when I first discovered that this was even a thing, I picked up a copy of Black Dynamite that somebody had made, and I popped it in, and it was just the movie, and that was it. It was just like a DVD rip of the movie, and that was it. And I was like, okay, well, the nostalgia's there. It's still got the fuzziness. I'm playing it on a CRT, but it didn't feel like the complete kind of like nostalgia package.
Right, because you didn't have the trailers or anything good like that.
Exactly. And we've done custom orders. Like people have come to us and like, hey, I've always wanted to have blah, blah, blah on tape. And I'm like, okay, great. And I'll ask them like for input. I'm like, what trailers should we put in front of it? And they're like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm like, okay. So not everyone is the same wiring brain as I am, where I'm like, oh, what films are kind of the same sort of vibe?
Well, that'd be like if you go and you watch, like if I were to watch The Substance, if I was watching it on tape, I'd be like, well, why isn't there a trailer for Society on here?
You nailed it. That was the first one in. I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I shoot for. Is I'm like, I'm trying to capture, if there's not a lot of films that are in a similar vein, because I always think of it like, what would work as a double feature?
Sure.
If I can't figure that out, then I'll just go the route of like, okay, what else has this director made? And we'll kind of just go that.
Yeah, it'd be like if you made like a Garbage Pail Kid boot, and then you'd put like Troll, the original Troll, on there.
Exactly. Yeah, with Sonny Bono and Julia Griffiths and all that nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. I love shit like that.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too, is it's like I'm hoping people will sort of like match our level in terms of appreciating detail and also just getting weird. The other thing I will say, and this is my only other like little claim to fame right now, is are you familiar with the movie The Room? Like Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
Oh shit. I probably watched it when I was a kid, a long time ago.
Yes. So notoriously so bad it's good movie.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy Wiseau writes, directs, stars, produces the whole 9 yards. So the second actor in it who also helped write it and all that stuff is a actor named Greg Sestero. And Greg Sestero has been on tour over the last year in terms of like going to theaters and all that good stuff and like showing The Room and all that. And so he came down to Florida and we saw him, and we actually got in touch, and I've been making and shipping copies of The Room on VHS. I've basically been chasing him all over the country over the last year and sending him copies of The Room to turn around and sell at his like merch booth.
Wow. That popular, huh?
It's been very popular because The Room never came out on tape. The Room was, in theaters doing the midnight release thing.
Yep.
And then just was released on DVD. It was like it was made in that like, kind of early 2000s-y sort of deal. So it was like just DVD and then eventually Blu-ray, and that's it. So I've been basically shipping, Greg will send me like, hey, I'm going to be at this show on this date. Can we get like 12 tapes here? I'm like, whatever, man, sure.
Hell yeah. I love the resurgence of fucking VHS right now.
You know what? The only thing holding it back, and if anyone who's listening is like, what the hell are we talking about right now? The only thing that is keeping VHS from getting the full-blown revival like vinyl has gotten is that there is no company yet that has stepped up to the plate to make a new VCR.
It's true.
That's the only thing that's missing, because there are major companies that have done tapes, like Alien Romulus got an official tape release. Terrifier 2 and I think maybe Terrifier 3 have gotten official VHS releases from the companies themselves. Like, there is an awareness that this is definitely becoming a thing, but no company has stepped in yet to release a new machine to play them. So everyone basically is on borrowed time.
Yeah,
you're finding VCR on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or whatever, or garage sale, and you're on borrowed time. You're hoping that it doesn't eat any tapes, and you're playing it and hoping for the best.
Yep. Yeah. Ian that works here, one of the kids that tattoos next to me, he because of me and Chris, he's gotten really into VHS. So like damn near every day this week, he's walked in here with a full box that he's scored online or off of somebody off of Marketplace. He's like, my collection just keeps growing. I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, you are truly inspiring the next generation of weirdos.
Fucking great.
The tapes can be a little easier, especially if you're not on the hunt for like just horror tapes. If you're just like, I don't know, whatever's out there, you can get those for pretty cheap. The problem is finding the hardware, finding either a TV with a VCR built in or just a VCR, and that market has exploded, and it's exploded in all the wrong ways. Like 3-4 years ago, it'd be like, oh, here's a stack of like 3 VCRs, $15, get them the hell out of here. And now it's like, oh, I have a VCR. I have definitely not turned it on to see if it still works. It's been sitting in my basement for 15 years in standing water. I know what I have. Firm final price, $250. You're like, wow, great, wonderful, really appreciate it.
The word VCR or VHS is not uncommon in this fucking shop anymore. It's fucking wild. Because like I had a client sitting in my chair today who's just like, yeah, man, I've been looking for a VCR for like 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, what is going on right now? I'm like, if you go next door to right next door to the record store, that guy has 3 in there right now, and he'll sell them to you. And that dude did. He got tattooed. He went right next door, bought that VCR, and he comes back. He's like, thanks, man. I'm like, I told you, dude. You just gotta look.
That's incredible. What a weird time vortex that you're existing in, where you're like, well, actually.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude. Like, I went over there the other day, and he's always trying to sell me shit. He's just like, not one single day goes by where I usually don't. Like, today I bought a cassette I bought a soundtrack for Pump Up the Volume.
Now, it's so funny you mentioned that, because I was listening to one of the previous episodes, and you guys were talking about owning soundtracks to things and never really having any kind of intention to play them.
Zero.
And I laughed because that is sort of the gimmick, is like, yeah, man, like, am I in a little hipster like record store coffee shop in like, you know, who the hell knows Florida, and do they have a copy of the soundtrack to the show Unsolved Mysteries on vinyl? Yeah, and I'm buying it, and I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just gonna own it and just be like, yeah. Maybe if I'm in the house one day, maybe I'll put it on.
Yeah,
I don't know. I own it.
I can always just get on Spotify, listen to the fucking soundtrack. I just bought it.
Yeah, exactly. If I woke up in a cold sweat and was like, I have to listen to fucking, you know, the unsolved mystery, that I could help solve a mystery on I need to listen to this right now. I could just pull it up on time. But I'm like, no, man. I got to hear the crackles and pops as I'm putting it on.
I don't know why.
In their bed. I need the Tarantino, lo-fi fidelity on this.
Yep. I honestly don't know why I buy those things. I walked in there and he had something. I don't remember what the hell he had, but he had a Snoop Dogg tape. And he's like, you gonna listen to this? I'm like, well, no, I listen to this album all the time. I don't need the tape. I just want it.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I got that Pump Up the Volume up there. I'm like, what, dude? Like, that whole movie is the whole reason I wanted to be on a fucking radio when I was 12. So yeah, I'm buying that for $5.
To be fair, I think Christian Slater could have talked any of us into doing anything if he really wanted to.
Exactly, dude.
But yeah, no, it's the exact same thing. Now, my wife, gigantic fan of the band Ghost.
Yeah.
So she just suckered in to, like, you know, they could shit in a box and she'd be like, well, it's a collector's item. I'm like, no. So we have, like, you know, there are albums that we have of theirs that it's like, oh, we've got multiple versions on vinyl because they did it in different colors. Oh, and you got to have the cassette. Honey, we haven't listened to a goddamn cassette in fucking 15 years. What are we talking about right now? It's like, oh, but you got to have it because da-da-da. I'm like, all right, well, she's putting it next to my cassette copy of the Freddy's Nightmare soundtrack. So I'm like, who am I to judge? You know?
Dude, I'm a sucker when it depends on what the movie is, but I am a sucker for buying multiple copies of shit.
Yeah.
So
I think
Return of the Living Dead, I have like fucking 10 copies of that.
Well, but that's different. That soundtrack fucks.
It's not even the soundtrack, just the movie in general. Like I have like 10 copies of that, and I got like whatever ever got released for Monster Squad.
Now here's the difference. I'm about to explain what I have several copies of, and it is 1,000 times less cool than having 15 copies of Return of the Living Dead. There was a movie that had Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn in it. It's called Charade. Okay. It's a pretty decent, like Alfred Hitchcock kind of like thriller sort of thing. It's decent. For whatever reason, kind of like Night of the Living Dead, like as soon as it came out on physical release, it like fell into public domain or something. There is 1,000 different variations of this fucking movie on tape. And the only connecting factor is A, it's the same movie on every tape, and B, every cover is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. So
we have like 12 copies of this goddamn movie, and all the covers are awful, and we just have them all just sitting on a shelf. We're just like, I don't know. Every time we find one in the wild, which again, this is a common movie to find because old people watch this shit. So we find them all the time, and I'm like, oh, we got to have that in the collection, clearly. There's like blown out JPEG picture of Cary Grant on the cover of this film. We got to have this collection, clearly. Is
that one you buy every time you run across?
Every single time. For some reason, my wife buys Merlin with Sam Neill every single time. And I've never laid eyes on this goddamn movie, and we could build a pillow fort out of all the copies of Merlin that we have. But yeah, every single time I come across Charade, I pick it up, and I'm like, I'm the only person buying this. Like, you know, the Cary Grant estate isn't buying copies of Charade. Like, nobody gives a shit for me. But we own an assload of them. So, yeah.
I do that shit.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Of the VHS that you have, what would you say is the one that is like the flex for you? What's the one that like...
Oh, shit, my holy grail?
You would be like, oh, and check this shit out.
Oh, fuck, man. I got a bunch of horror shit. I mean, my favorite one right now, hands down, Return of the Living Dead.
Do you have like an original release of it?
I do, in a clamshell.
Incredible.
No, here's what's awesome is I had one, and I'm like, I found it one day, and I'm like, fuck yes, dude. This is going on the shelf. I forgot, because all my VHS are sitting in the garage right now. They're all sitting in the garage. They're inside a bag, inside a tote, sealed, where you can't fucking get into it, because I don't want anything to fucking happen to them. And I went to go dig around for some shit because someone's like, hey, I was looking for this movie. I'm like, I fucking have that, and I will make you a bootleg that if I can fucking find it. And while I was digging looking for this movie, I found another fucking copy of fucking Return of the Living Dead, and I give it to Chris.
That's true friendship. That's true friendship.
That shit is so fucking expensive.
Oh, crazy. That's like a serious investment that you just handed off.
Yeah, I just handed it to him. Yeah, it's like fucking $200-300. I'm like, dude, whatever, man. I got two of them. And the kid over here is just like, you're just giving that to him? I'm like, yeah, man. Guess you should have been a better friend. I'm just kidding, but
you weren't hanging up on the protocol, buddy. Sorry, that's how it goes.
Because I got a bunch of fucking gold sitting in that garage, and I'm just like, I had some guy at a con one time. I was showing him pictures of it because I was walking around buying games and shit, and I'm like, he was selling a bunch of VHS shit, and he was kind of giving me a run around. I'm like, yeah, man, like, I don't need that. I already have that. He's like, oh, what do you have? And I kind of showed him some photos. He's like, what do you want for that? And I'm like, what for my collection? Fuck you. Like, I'm not giving you that.
Oh, what do I want for this? Suck me. How about that? No,
and he literally was like, well, can I have your number just in case you decide to sell it? I'm like, well, I mean, you can have my number, but I'm never going to sell it. And that fucking guy, I shit you not, he texted me every day for 7 months straight.
Good Lord.
And I'm like, look, dude. And every once in a while, I'd be like, I'd just send him a fucking photo of just one tote. He'd be like, just to be a fucking ass. I'm like, you want to bother me every fucking day? Well, fuck you, pal.
Yeah. Oops. What's this? Oh, is this a sealed copy of Evil Dead 2? Oops.
See, I got a bunch of that shit too. Like I have I got an original press of Evil Dead.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I got a bunch of cool shit because when I was a kid, the video store I was going to ask you about video stores too, so don't let me forget. The video store I used to go to had all that shit, and when they went out of business, that's the first place I went because I lived in that video store when I was a kid, like every fucking weekend.
Oh yeah.
So I bought up as much shit as possible. Like I have a big box for Silent Night, Deadly Night. with the plastic slip clip in it.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I scored a bunch of shit out of there, and I'm like, I can't bring myself to let any of it go. And I
mean, your tendency to hoard things really paid off.
That one for sure, dude. When I was telling this story not too long ago, like I had to open a shop one time, and I sold everything in my house except for my VHS collection.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to, if I can remember one of these days, if I'm digging around the garage, I'll send you pictures of some of this shit, because I probably got like, I don't know, 8-9 totes of stuff that I bought over the years. Yeah, there's some good shit in there too. There's some good shit in there. Lots of clamshell stuff.
See, that's so funny, because there are people who are VHS purists and they hate clamshells, and I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Ian, the kid here in the shop's going through that right now. He was looking for Alien, and so I give him a copy of Alien, and he comes back because he bought a lot that had Alien in it. And he gives me this tape back. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he's just like, I got another one. This one doesn't match my stuff. I'm like, oh, I get it, dude. I got no problem with that.
I was just gonna say, the only exception I have is, if it's part of a set, then I get it. Like,
he likes the neatness of the boxes. He doesn't like the clamshell popping out.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't give a shit.
If it's the movie I want, it's the movie I want. And then the other thing is, if you start getting into that hardcore shit, and you're getting like into the import tapes and stuff, Japan never did slipcovers. They only did clamshells. So like, you're gonna have to make peace with that. Like I bought at a convention a couple years ago. I have the entire run of Twin Peaks on Japanese VHS.
Oh wow!
So I have it takes up a whole shelf, but it's all Japanese and they're all clamshells. So for whatever reason, Japan just never got on board with the slipcover thing. They've only been
it was just the tape.
Just clamshell, or they've only done clamshell.
Okay, they only did clamshell. Gotcha. Did they?
They never did.
Somewhere I have speaking of Japanese, remember? God damn it! What the hell's the name of that? Guinea pig. Remember that shit?
Oh my god!
I think I have somewhere in those totes. I have like the first 5 of those.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just stupid shit.
So that does remind me, since we're talking about this kind of stuff, I will tell you. And so here's the drawback of doing like the videotape stuff is you do have to, and I know that you guys experience the same thing with the show. You have to meet the audience in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't, you're making art for yourself, but at a certain point you got to be like, the capitalism comes into play, and you're like, well, people want this, so I guess we'll do more of this. Like if you had an episode where you guys were talking about, like, I don't know, Howie Mandel movies, and that episode blew up, you'd have to go, do we do another episode of Howie Mandel movies? Like there's a certain pressure of that.
Yeah.
And so we've experienced that in the tape making. So I will tell you that the 2 most popular tapes that we sell, like of all time, we've been doing this for like 4 years now. The 2 most popular titles that we sold are the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah. Awful.
And the adult film parody Evil Head. Those are the 2, and like far and away, like left everything else in the dust. Those are the 2 most popular titles that we sell.
Really?
I'm like, oh boy. And I'm not terribly jazzed. Anytime we're at a convention and someone's like, oh my God, Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm like, let's not make eye contact. Like, here, you can just buy it, fine. We'll just leave it at that.
You sure you want that? Like, look at this sweet fucking copy of The Keep, dude. Like, take this.
Yeah, well, the other thing, the great thing is the Uno reverse of that is being at a convention and a guy is holding a copy of Evil Head in his hands. And he's like, oh man, I love this film. And I'm like, you sure about that? And he's like, oh my God, the best of the series. And I'm like,
oh, he had no fucking idea.
He's like, dude, Bruce Campbell's best work. I'm like, go ahead and take one more look at that cover.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I would have let that guy buy that thing and get home.
Oh, I absolutely did. After the 3rd time you're out, when you're like, no man, dude, the directing was at its peak and the special effect. I'm like, sure, man, it's $20. Here you go. That's fine. What a surprise you'll have when you pop this in at home.
That was another thing I noticed too. Like, those are very reasonable prices for tapes.
Thank you. I think I'm stupid and I don't understand how capitalism works. I think that's really.
I don't think it's stupid at all, dude, because it's very, very reasonable.
Thank you. There are people out there who charge an arm and a leg, and for some of them, they're going overboard with like the shells themselves. So
Sure.
sometimes the cost, the production, da 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 da. But I have done everything I can to keep the prices as low as possible because, again, going back to what we started the conversation with, I was not interested in being like, well, you know, if you eBay a copy of Frankenhooker, it's $300, but you can buy ours for $100. Like, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in there are good, honest, God-fearing VHS perverts out there, and damn it, I want to get them the films they want.
Well, it's like when I hit you up the other day, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, like, do you have this fucking Linnea Quigley horror aerobics tape thing?" Because me and Chris were talking about it. He's like, "Man, I fucking forgot about that. I want to find that." I'm like, "You know what? I just start following someone that I bet you they could track that down for us."
Exactly. Yeah, we absolutely can.
I was so stoked when you got back to me about that. I'm like, "Fuck yes, dude."
Oh yeah, it's so awkward too. It's wonderful. It's really great. Like, it's both tongue in cheek and also like this is shameless. So it's good. It's walking that fine line. Yeah, that's the only problem. Anytime and people like request custom stuff, that's usually the hardest part. Is like, do you have any idea where the footage for this might be? Like, I've gotten some real weird like late 1980 Japanese art house film, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm even looking at. I'm like, it's fine. You want it on a tape? Cool. There's only one poster that was ever made for it. Good luck, Godspeed. Here you go. But I'm just like, and that's always the trade-off too. Is like people will come to the shop idea and be like, oh, can we do this on tape? But da. And I'm like, sure, man. Here's the price breakdown. Yada yada yada. Let's figure it out. Great, go teamwork. And then no one else for the rest of my life will buy that tape except for that one person. And I'm like, well.
Do you do large batches of stuff before you do stuff? When you do stuff like that?
No. So if somebody's doing a custom order, we'll do the original one for them, and like, hooray! And then if it's a title that I'm like, I'll turn around and I'll offer it in the shop and see what if it hooks anybody. And for every Five Nights at Freddy's, which was definitely a custom order because I would not have put that on tape,
right?
But it sold amazingly. For every one of those, there's 10, I don't know, Napoleon Dynamites where I'm like, okay, and then nobody else wants it. I'm like, well, that person's happy. That's all that matters. Because I'm doing them one at a time. Like when I'm making them, well, I shouldn't say one at a time. I have a nightmare Frankenstein rig of like 6 VCRs, and I'm definitely going to get the black shakes from Johnny Mnemonic because CRT TVs give off a certain amount of radiation, and I have so many in my goddamn house. So I'm definitely going to get the black shakes. But I'm still doing them mostly individually. So it's like if somebody was like, for instance, if we were going to bust out the Linnea Quigley horror workout, I don't have to make like 50. I could be like, I'm making one for my brother Nick, and he will, and like we can call it a day.
I can't fucking wait.
So there's not like a pressure for that. So if somebody orders, whatever late 80s Japanese black and white art house film that I don't understand, like I can just make that one copy for them, make their heart happy, and then be like, okay, I'm done. I don't have to be like, well, I made 50 of these, so everybody better buy it. Like, it doesn't work that way.
How the hell do you even come up with a fucking cover for a Japanese
shit,
art?
I'm like, I don't even know what this is, and I'm like trying to find, and then it's like something kind of shitty and JPEGy, so I have to try to like blow it up. A disaster. But they were very understanding. They were like, I know this is like a deep cut. Do what you can. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I appreciate that. There are some people, though, who get very finicky. Like, they get very in the driver's seat where they're like, no, I want it to look like this. And I'm like, okay, well, that looks terrible, objectively. So I will send this to you with your shitty cover, and then I'm going to make a different cover, and I'm going to try to sell it, and hopefully somebody buys it.
That sounds about like my job, dude. Sometimes you just got to be like, wow, fuck.
That's a good point. But it's like, no, I really need this infinity symbol.
Yeah, well, I had to deal with a kid like that a couple days ago where I'm like, look, man, this isn't going to look good. He's like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, I fucking care. It's got my fucking name on it, dude. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like, just so we're both aware, this is going to heal and look like absolute dog shit.
Yep.
So just so we're aware, like, cool.
No matter what I did, he was still just like, I don't care. This is what I want. I'm like, all right, then I guess I don't care either. Let's do it. Fuck you.
See you in hell then, I guess.
Yeah,
Great.
sometimes
Wonderful.
you just got to do what you got to do. So I'm assuming you probably grew up watching a lot of. I mean, you're probably about the same age I am. Sounds like so. You probably grew up a lot in the fucking VHS stores.
Oh, very fond memories of like now. See, the only problem was where I was growing up, we didn't have like the mom and pop VHS places. This was like Hollywood Video or Blockbuster. Those
Yeah.
were my two options.
Oh shit.
But absolutely love them. Absolutely remember. I remember going to a Blockbuster. I remember seeing the giant gaming display for like the N64 when that came out. I remember the first time I ever played Pokemon Snap was at like a Blockbuster and their like display thing, and absolutely remember those. I have fond memories of that. And the origin of how I kind of fell all back into this was because, you know, obviously, like you said, born in the late 80s, grew up in the 90s, definitely had VHS all around the house. And then eventually, you know, times change, things convert over to DVD and Blu-ray, blah, 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 blah. So like 5-6 years ago, some friends of ours and I go to a cabin in the seventh smallest city in America, a place called Helen, Georgia.
Oh shit.
And so we stay in this cabin in the woods in Helen, Georgia. And then, like I said, it was like 5-6 years ago. And they had a TV with a VCR, and they had like a little drawer full of tapes. And it just like set off a nostalgia bomb in my head. I was like, holy shit, man, this is crazy. And so we're watching Clue on VHS and you know, Tim Curry's Incredible and all that good stuff. And after it's done, I'm like, God damn. I'm like, what does the market look like for VHS right now? And I looked, and at the time, it was pretty easy. It was like the kid who keeps coming into the store. Like you could easily kick off a collection very cheaply. So I find an old TV, I get it all up and running again. I'm like, this is fucking incredible. And then I find that there are some people who are quote unquote making art pieces, aka blatant bootlegging. And I'm like, this is kind of interesting. So then I get Black Dynamite, I pop it in, and I'm like, okay, this is cool, but it's not quite extra enough. So then I unga-bunga my way into figuring out how to like build a little Franken-rig. And then it's like, okay, this is amazing. I can do this. This is absolutely possible. And so, you know, 4 or 5 years later, here we are. And we're like, you know, doing conventions. And obviously, like you said, we're carried in a number of physical locations. So it kind of came full circle. Like we are our own little Blockbuster. Like places like the Crypt in Oregon. There's a place in Tampa called Viper Video. There's Collecting Problems in South Carolina. There's Dark Side Records in Poughkeepsie, New York. They all carry our titles. It's like, and look, we all have like little end caps that have our little titles up there.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
So it came back around.
We've had a couple of the shops around here. I mean, they're trying to like do the whole rental thing. They kind of dropped off, which is fucking weird because you think right now people are freaking out about that shit, but a lot of them, they didn't last very long doing that shit.
Yeah, because I think the rental thing in general is tough. But I think if you keep your prices low enough, you know, I think you could just go with just buying. Because, like I said, Viper Video, for example, in Tampa, they are all just a physical media store. That's it. It's like tapes, not just ours, but like Found in the Wild tapes, DVDs, Blu-rays, and that's it. That's all they sell.
No, there's a place in There's a place in Portland like that too. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the last fucking video store around here.
Right, exactly. So I think with how much streaming sucks ass now,
yeah, I'm fucking
I
over
think physical media is going to make a comeback. Whether that's DVD or VHS.
I don't know. Chris thinks in the next 2 years VHS or DVD's coming back.
It very well could be, because you know, it's crazy to think. This is something absolutely ridiculous. So the Substance comes out. Holy shit, it does gangbusters. Everybody's like freaking out about it.
Yeah.
And this does not just include us, but there were a dozen VHS people who had physical copies of the Substance out on the market for people to watch and enjoy. And they had DVD and Blu-ray beat by like 6 months.
Damn.
Because it took forever for that movie to come out on physical media. It was just streaming forever. So tapes, VHS had them beat by almost half a year, because that's just how the nature of the beast is right now. That like the big companies are like, oh, I don't know, we really like streaming. It makes life very easy for us. But it's like, no, man, physical media is the key. That is going to be the difference maker, because for people who love any kind of particular film, and it's like, oh my god, I want to watch Return of the Living Dead whenever the fuck I want. Oh, it's not on Shudder anymore, or it's not on Netflix anymore, or wherever the fuck it is. Oh, I guess I'm shit out of luck.
Yep. That's happened to me a couple times, dude.
Yeah.
Like once again, I just bought a bootleg of fucking Return of the Living Dead not too long ago, and it has like a total different soundtrack. Like,
oh, that's right. I was reading an article about that.
it was
that like in most of like the DVD releases or something like that.
Yeah,
has like a totally soundtrack because they couldn't get the rights.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that was for the first one or the second one, but the first one's the bootleg that I bought for a Blu-ray, and it was like it's not necessarily the soundtrack, it's the score, so the score's different, and I'm like, okay, it gives it a slight different fucking goddamn feeling for sure. But there is a fucking Return of the Living Dead Part 2 had a different soundtrack when it came out. Like, there's 2 tapes floating around for that.
That's wild.
Yeah, like they didn't have the rights or some shit, so they had to like repress it all over again. Chris is always trying to find that fucking thing. He's like, I'll find it. I'll fucking find it. I'll be rich.
That holy grail's out there. Well, what's the other example? Oh, goddamn Wayne's World. That the joke in Wayne's World where Wayne has the really fancy guitar and starts playing Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Never made it on like most physical media releases because they couldn't get the goddamn rights.
Oh, really? Just for those 2 fucking chords?
Yeah, I'm like, then just cut the joke because it's not gonna make any sense. Wayne looks like a horse's ass if he's like, oh, okay, and then starts playing something different, and then the guy says, hey, and points to the sign. It says no stairway. Well, he wasn't playing it, so it's okay. Why are we stopping him?
Fucking denied. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. I didn't know that one.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. I think just now there's like some release that's just come out that actually has the joke corrected now, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's stupid.
Wow, I'll have to try to fucking find that.
The joke.
That has been another thing that's been pretty awesome, finding all these tapes that have shit that hasn't been cut out when it's gotten put back out on DVD.
That's true. Yeah, that's another thing with some of the streaming stuff. What the hell was it? What was it, like the French Connection?
Yeah.
Or something like that? They like butchered that because they were like, well, the dialogue's a little insensitive. It's like, it was the 70s, man. And it's like a gritty fucking movie. Like you're not supposed to feel warm and fuzzy when you're watching this goddamn thing.
Dude, that happened not too long ago with do you remember, it's almost Christmas time, you fucking watched it, the Rudolph, the animated one, the what is it,
the Rankin Bass one?
Yes, the Rankin Bass one. I saw a copy of that the other day. I was watching it on YouTube or some shit like that, and it was a cut fucking version of that. Like, they cut out the Misfits song, and I had to look a bunch of shit up. I'm like, at some point in time, they cut that Misfits song out of that cartoon.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, that's a pivotal song in that goddamn
I know,
story.
dude. But not only that, not only did they cut that out, not only did they cut that out, but by the time you get to the end of the movie, there was a totally different ending. Santa left all the fucking Misfits toys on the island and fucking flew away.
What? Why did you watch the David Fincher version of the fucking...
I didn't even know what it was. I just turned it on. I'm like, oh, I haven't fucking seen this since last year. It's fucking November. Fuck it, I'll watch this. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right, Cornelius is the shit, but like, that's so depressing.
Yeah,
like,
and I guess they got so fucking mad about audience got so pissed about it, they had to put the fucking song back in there and change the ending because they're like, Santa would never leave his toys on this island.
Well, I was just going to say, that's twofold. Because number one, if you cut out the Misfits song, then it's like, where is our connection between Elf and Rudolph? It's just like, they became friends off screen, okay? Shut up.
Yeah,
At
now
the end, like, Santa's like, yes, children, these toys were different, and therefore they cannot be loved.
Yep, it's no longer the island. It's no longer the island of Misfits toys, just a fucking island.
Yeah, exactly. These toys are the equivalent of leprosy. We're never going to speak of them again.
Yeah, man. It's just so fucking weird. It's just so fucking weird watching these things and like shit's cut out. Like you've watched it, you're like, I don't remember this being cut out, dude. It's like watching the Goonies, dude. Like you're my age, dude. You watch the Goonies on Channel 12 on Sunday or some shit, right?
Yeah,
and you see the fucking octopus, and you're like, fuck yeah. And then you watch it on tape, you're like, where the fuck's the octopus?
I think we've all had that question at some point in our life. Hey,
Data fucking mentioned the fucking octopus. Where the hell's the octopus?
You know, the other thing, the one that I always think of, this is terrible. This is not a great movie to be talking about. Ace Ventura, the original one.
Yeah.
there's so many weird things that are cut because it's like I remember seeing it on TV so often, and they added extra scenes to like pad out the runtime to make up for commercials and stuff. So it's like the scene when he's like the dolphin trainer,
Yeah.
like that's just cut, and I'm like, is that offensive? Like I don't. There are problems with that film. The entire third act is a big oopsie-daisy now. Like we can't really get into that. The dolphin bit, that the dolphin trainer is offensive. We cut that. Like
That's weird.
why?
Did they cut the ending out where Einhorn's a man?
I was gonna say if we're making those kind of cuts, then it's just like how do you square up the ending? You'd be like, actually, you know what? They all went home. That's the ending now.
I remember.
Snowflake's fine. You're gone. We don't even have to worry about it. Just go home.
I remember being 10 and watching Beverly Hills Cop on TV once. And my dad let me watch that when I was like 8, and so by the time I was watching it on TV, I'm like, wasn't there a naked lady right here? Why is she gone? I
was going to say
understand.
I'm sure that's a moment that every father wants.
Yeah.
It's like I want my 8-year-old to turn around and go, Dad, idiot. Like,
I mean, I was 10. I was a little older afterwards, but I was still just like, I don't understand. Where's that part at? It was fucking weird, man. But yeah, dude, VHS is fucking crazy right now. I'm fucking digging it. I'm not gonna lie. Every day I go over next door to the record store, and like he tried selling me a copy of Hell Comes to Frogtown. He's like, yeah, man, $45 for you. I'm like, I'm not giving you $45 for this, dude.
I mean, if you're gonna own a Roddy Piper film that isn't They Live,
Yeah,
Hell
yep.
Comes to Frogtown.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one. I kind of want to go down a road and start collecting like those really shitty action movies instead of like all the stuff we got to see all the time. Like,
that is one of those things as well. That is sort of the other caveat of VHS collecting is finding the real weird shit that you're like, what the hell is this? And you're popping it and you're like, this is funny. And it's like, oh, that's not streaming anywhere. That's not on DVD.
Nope.
That is someone like they shot their shot back in like 91, and this is all that remains. Because again, okay, this is a tougher one to find. Have you ever watched? It's got a couple of names, but have you ever watched Get Even or Road to Revenge or Champagne and Bullets?
ooh, Champagne and Bullets definitely rings a bell for sure.
So very similar to The Room
Was
in
it
terms
like
of.
was it like a canon film?
No, it should have been. No, this is a subgenre we call a midlife crisis project. Is a guy, his name is John DeHart. He's a lawyer in LA. He hits a certain age and decides, you know what? I shouldn't have been a lawyer. I should have been a goddamn action hero. And so he produces, directs, and films a movie where he is the star of it. The only catch of this Cinderella story where a man is chasing his dream of Hollywood stardom, the only small obstacle is that he is a black hole of charisma. And so the film is a disaster. However, his sidekick in the movie is played by Wings Hauser, who is like a kind of B movie kind of guy. He did a lot of like sleazy cop movies and stuff like that. The caveat is in this performance of subtlety and grace and elegance is that Wings Hauser is very clearly drinking on set. So he is visibly drunk in several scenes, and the other actors are very uncomfortable. So if you have not heard of this film, I implore you to look up on YouTube, Get Even, or just look up Shimmy and the Slide, because there is a part of the film, because John DeHart is looking to be a sex symbol, where they're at a honky-tonk bar, and they convince him to get on stage and sing a song. And he does, and not only is he on the stage with a band, and they're playing this like twangy, honky-tonk kind of music, but instead of looking like, you know, oh, he's a real badass up there, or like, oh man, he's like, he's like Bruce Springsteen or some shit. He looks like that standing just to the side of the camera is someone with a gun pointed it at him while he's singing on stage. Like he's so sweaty and looks very nervous and doesn't really move around much. And it is so funny and so cringe-inducing. But ever since I saw that, I loved Wings Hauser. I was like, this guy's a psychopath. And so, similar to what you were saying about finding the bad movies, I have now begun collecting Wings Hauser films on tape. So like I have, I think, 7 or 8 now, and they're like, oh, there's a lot of thrillers, a lot of like, you know, that kind of shit. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just need to own every Wings Hauser film now. Like I'm just gonna do that.
Dude, some of those crappy fucking movies were like my childhood. Like, you remember, like,
Absolutely.
I was a huge fucking Corey Haim fan. Remember when he had to do that movie with the Roller Boys? You remember that one? Did you ever watch that?
Oh fuck yeah.
I fucking love that movie. It's so fucking stupid.
Hey man, sometimes, and that's the thing. I implore you now, in your shop, do you have like TV VCR set up?
No, I keep that shit away from the shop.
No. See, that's the next step. Is someone's like, I need a full photorealistic piece of my firstborn child tattooed on my back, and you're like, great. Now, while we're doing this, if you don't mind, I'm gonna pop in Cuffs, starring Christian Slater as a cool cop on the street, and we're just gonna both watch it together. How about that?
Yep, we actually used to do that.
Halfway through, they're gonna be like, you know what? Scrap the kid. Get me a full photorealistic portrait of Christian Slater from Cuffs tattooed on my
With his stupid fucking glasses sliding down his nose.
he's so cool, though.
I worked at a couple shops over the years that we actually had TVs in every single room, and like when I wasn't tattooing, I wasn't getting anything done. So when I
That is true.
yeah,
That
when
is
I
danger.
opened this place, I'm like, no fucking TVs in the shop. I can't do it. Can't fucking do it.
You say that now, but you pop a couple of Corey Haim films in.
Yeah. We used to do that shit all the time, man. One of the shops we worked at, like, we spent the entire day watching fucking every single sorority house massacre movie
Well, I mean, that's just a good time.
on a rainy,
That's a good-
on a rainy fucking day. And I'm like, shit, it's time to go home. I didn't get anything done today.
I didn't accomplish a goddamn thing
Like,
today.
literally fucking nothing. I got to the shop at 11. I'm like, what are we doing today? Oh, nothing? Nothing's going on today? Cool, let's watch this. And then next thing you know, the third one's over. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's time to go home.
The third one, and the end credits roll by, single tear rolls down your cheek. You're like, you know what? It is cinema. That's what this is.
Yep. Yeah, man.
So,
Go ahead.
so I have a final question for you here.
Shoot.
And this is not an official plug by any means. I wish I was getting paid by them. So obviously, video games, that's something in your wheelhouse.
Sure.
Yes, no, correct?
Of course.
Okay.
Anything
How-
nostalgia.
on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, I played it a couple times, and 10 being like, oh, I dedicated my life to it.
Yeah.
How much of like a rock band Guitar Hero person were you?
Nope, I probably played it maybe 5 times.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I was not like a huge fan. My ex-wife, master at that fucking game. Expert.
No, I don't want to further this conversation because I feel like it's going to be weird. But no, the reason I brought it up is similar to the VHS thing. There is actually a like underground, unofficial, basically like black market for rock band shit.
What the
And there's
fuck?
still a
Really?
community that's still charting songs to play, like modern songs
Oh.
to play to this very day. And I just found out that because similar to VHS, it was like if you were like, "Oh, I want to play that. I'm going to dust off the old Xbox 360. I'm going to play fucking Rock Band." If you wanted a guitar controller, that shit costs a lot of money. Like the secondary market now is like, "Oh, that's like $80 for a fucking old piece of equipment that may or may not work anymore." Well, the company that was originally making them just got like kicked off again and have now been releasing new guitar controllers. So I have been playing the shit out of that.
No shit.
And so we have so many Ghost songs, but also because it's the internet now, there's a lot of wild bullshit that people chart. So, as a matter of fact, okay, here's how we're bringing it full circle. Not only am I still playing Rock Band to this day because I perpetually live in like 1998, but I went on Fiverr and I found a dude in Peru who will chart songs for you, and I paid him 50 goddamn American dollars to chart the Shimmy and the Slide from Get Even so that I could play that stupid fucking song on Rock Band.
That's a fucking hardcore dedication right there, dude.
I may or may not be meant.
Oh shit, cut out again. You there?
I fucking can play that song on Rock Band.
That's fucking great, dude. Okay, so before we get out of here, since we've been playing the back and forth here, because I feel like I've been interrogated a little bit. Just kidding. What one, dude. We're kind of a nostalgia and toy podcast. So, do you
Yes.
collect toys at all?
Absolutely, of course I do.
Hell yeah!
I have no.
What's one of your
so-
greatest things in your collection?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
So I will tell you. So obviously I'm Florida based, so I've been in Florida forever.
Yeah, I didn't know that
And-
until today.
Yeah, well, news to you, I live on a trash heap. So I've been here since the 90s, and so my absolute first case of real public trauma was riding the Jaws ride when I was like entirely too young to be riding the Jaws ride at Universal Studios. And so when that shark came out of the water, it scared the living shit out of me. And I was traumatized since then. And so because of that, Jaws became like an end-all be-all film for me. The first tattoo I ever got was a tattoo of the Jaws ride. It's the shark coming out of the water at the end after it's charred.
Yep.
And it says shark bait in 10 minutes. And it was a 6-hour-long tattoo. It was my first one. I'm a terrible judge of things to do. Nevertheless. So Jaws is great. I love Jaws. So I will say that I think, and as collectors, we go through waves. You'll collect shit and then you sell shit and you collect shit and you
Yep.
sell shit. So I will say currently, I think my most like, holy shit, this is the flex, is I have the McFarlane Jaws set where it's the orca in mid-sink and the shark is on the back of the boat, and there's like a little Quint figure that you can stuff in the shark's mouth. And that was one that's like was worth a lot of money, and I think I still ripped it out of the box like an idiot anyway.
I do that.
So yeah, the sinking orca with the shark is probably the one I'm like, impressed.
Hell yeah.
We've got pop vinyl, which I just read is completely falling off a cliff in terms
Yep.
of value.
Yep.
Who gives a shit? What else do I have? I mean, I've got shelves and shelves and shelves of crazy bullshit.
Are you team Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Toxic Crusaders?
Now, brother, here's the thing. I know in my soul that I am, but I have hesitated for so long. Like, I definitely had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bed sheets when I was a kid. I definitely had those. And I absolutely had the figures back then. But I have done my greatest to hold off on that shit. Because especially when they were doing the Ninja Turtle Universal Monster crossovers a couple years ago.
Yep.
Every time I see them in the store, I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Like,
Somebody asked me that bullshit question the other day, like TMNT or Toxic Crusaders. I'm like, don't ask me some fucked up question like that. That's fucking horrible. I can't give you an answer for that.
Yeah, that is truly choosing between children. Because I think I still have my Toxie figure from Toxic Crusaders. I think I still have that somewhere.
Damn, dude, you just brought up Jaws before I fucking forget. Remember Orca?
Yes. Oh, the killer whale. That had,
yes, dude.
Fish. They have a sense of revenge.
They have a sense of revenge, and they scream.
They do scream. Well, you know what? In that killer whale's defense, they did see a baby get like stillborn onto a back of a boat. I would scream if I saw that too. I wouldn't be chill about it. Like, well, you know what? This might have been a mistake.
That is one of the best fucking shitty fucking fish movies ever on the face of this earth, dude. It just screams through the whole fucking movie.
It does a lot of screaming, and there's a lot of. I want to say, isn't there like close-ups of the eye? Like
yeah. Yes.
Like,
well, I remember.
deep thoughts.
So when I was a kid, they had Free Willy. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but Keiko. He was in the Oregon Aquarium here in like 70 miles away from here.
That's crazy. Okay.
And the fucking best part is they would play Blazing Saddles for him all day long.
What, like on a TV?
There was a TV in his tank that played Blazing Saddles. We're like, yeah, Blazing Saddles is his favorite movie. And I remember being in 6th grade, and I'm like, I had seen that movie before. My dad was like, don't you ever fucking repeat anything from this movie ever. But it's funny. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I asked the lady that was given the thing, because I'd seen Orca at a young age, and I'm like, how often does he scream? And she's like, what? Like, she had no way to fucking answer me. I'm like, yeah, how often does he fucking scream, dude?
Well, in her defense, in this employee's defense, she probably wasn't thinking about Orca at the time.
She probably had no idea what it even was.
She probably was thinking that you were the goddamn Antichrist because all these small children are like, "Yay, Free Willy!" and you turn and you go, "How often does the creature scream?"
It probably sounded just like that too. They're like, get the fuck out of here!
Holy shit! Can someone take this kid away, please?
Hell yeah!
Or something, because he is going through some shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, we appreciate you having you on here, man. And where can they find you at?
Great question. So Brainbuster Video is the brand. We are kind of sort of active on Instagram. We have an independent shop online, which is just brainbuster.video. That's it. No .com or anything like that. Just brainbuster.video. Or you can find us on Etsy. However, I will tell you that if you want to buy any of the pornos on tape, if you want American Whore Wolf in London, or you want Evil Head, or you want Psych Ho, or you want, there's one more I can't remember, Texas Vibrator Massacre, there you go. If you want any of those, you have to go to brainbuster.video. If you want anything else, then you can go on Etsy like a regular prude and you can order whatever you want.
I'm not going to lie, I might have to get one of those fucking copies of Evil Head, dude.
I will tell you that of all the parodies we've done, I will say Evil Head has the most care and like genuine effort put in. And Lloyd Kaufman, to tie back around, Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma is the voice of Professor Nobi in it. So
oh my fucking God, yes.
It's on the tape.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, hell yeah. Well, once again, thanks again, dude, and we'll talk to you guys soon. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys had an amazing time like I did, because that was a super, super fun interview to do, and I'm super stoked Zach got a hold of us, and we got to hang out for a little bit. Don't forget to head over to Toy Monster Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Pods. P.O. Box is still open for the moment. If you guys want to send us some cool shit, we're always down. It's P.O. Box 484, Springfield, Oregon, 97477. Send us your hate mail, toymonsterpodcast@gmail. Discord's open. Blah, blah, blah. You know the fucking drill. I'll be in there on Wednesdays. If you guys want to come hang out, please fucking do. Don't forget to comment, like, follow, subscribe, and we will see you motherfuckers next week.